Oh man, I'm not liking this at all. You see, on days like today, it's things like that that scare the hell out of me. It looks like they've got this tree marked to come down. Got a couple of X's there. But it's got that giant widowmaker just hanging right there. You see that? Just right there, ready to fall. I'm gonna keep my eyes on that while I pass. The trail seems to go right under it. I'm not walking there. Alright guys, so I was just inside this woods here for a little bit, hoping to shoot a video for you guys. You can hear those trees cracking. It's just too dangerous. And I'm all by myself today, so I can't risk it. So we're gonna have to go back to the house, and I'm gonna shoot a different video for you this morning. I was tagged by Mark from MCK to do a video on my most sentimental knives, my 3 most sentimental knives. So we're gonna go back inside and do that. It's just too cold, too windy, too dangerous in here today. So I'm gonna make my way back to the car, and then we'll go back to the basement where it's nice and warm and do another video. I've only been in here for 15 minutes, and look, my beard's freezing up. Yeah, it's no joke in here. Too many standing deads. Look at that. Well, I started shooting and I heard trees crunching and all that falling down just on the other side of the creek. So I'm out of here. Alright guys, back home now, safe, and I'm telling you man, it was crazy out there. I don't like doing videos inside the house, but but I'm telling you, it was just not safe out there. You could hear the trees cracking, there was branches falling everywhere. It's like, no man, it was like Armageddon. It was crazy. So anyway, like I mentioned out there, Mark from MCK tagged me in a video to talk about my 3 most sentimental knives. So I'm going to lay out a big pile of knives here, and let's just get into it, okay? So alright. So as I show you the knife, I am going to put it aside, and my 3 most important ones, sentimental knives, I'll stick over here. So first, I haven't shown you guys this one yet. This is my Condor Hudson Bay. This guy will be in a future video coming up very soon. So this is not one of them. We've got my XXX Privateer. Now you guys see me carry this a lot, and it's probably one of my favorite knives. Or actually, it is one of my favorite knives, but this is not one of my most sentimental knives. We got the Schrade SCHF 61. It's an okay knife, but not one of my favorites. Then we got a couple of fillet knives. Both of these are Rapellas, or Rapellas, however you want to pronounce it. I quite like these knives. These knives are great. I think they're the best bang for your buck. This one I've had for about 5 years. It's a larger one. I think I've had this one since I came out of the womb. Both of them, great little knives. You can see the wood starting to, I'm not going to say decay, it's still hard, but all the finish is almost off of it, and the color of the leather sheet you can see has really changed. And this one was the color of this one at one point. But not my most sentimental knives. We have this is a Mora Companion. Fantastic little knife. Love this guy. I've had this one for a long time. And you can see the patina on it. It's just kind of gnarly and nasty, and you can tell it's been used. Love this knife, but not one of my most sentimental. My Killampuco. I really like this knife. Very comfortable, and it's insanely sharp. I'll show you a quick clip of this that I put on Instagram of it cutting some paper. Awesome little guy, but not sentimental. And we have our XXX Sable. Small knife, big attitude. Love this guy, and you know what? I'll stick a card of this knife in action. You can see that on a excellent quality ferro rod video I did, where I featured Nathan 4071's ferro rod. But you can see I do a lot of work with this little knife in that video, and it is awesome. But not one of my sentimental knives. And the new fella on the block. I'll also put a card to this one. This is my XXX Sitka. This is probably my top 3 favorite knives on the table. And it was hard to not put this one in the list, even though I've only had it for a short time. But it's not one of my sentimental knives. Alright, so we got some folders here. My Gonzo 720. I carry this one a lot at work, but not one of my sentimental knives. I've got my Gonzo. Another Gonzo here. This is the G741. I picked this guy up for mushroom picking because it's got that nice bright orange handle. So when I leave it down on the dirt, I'll be able to see it when I'm picking. But not one of my knives, not one of my sentimental knives. Got a good old Opinel. Love this little fella. I carry it a lot when I go camping or whatever it is. It's just like a little small task knife. Love this little guy, and it strikes a ferro rod like you would not believe. But not one of my guys either. I've got this Swiss Army knife here. Don't know what model it is, but my son actually found this in a parking lot, and he gave it to me, and I quite like it, but it's not one of my sentimental knives. Got another Victorinox here. This guy I bought because it had a lock on it, and has a lock on it, and a nice blade you can kind of flick out, so it's kind of a one-handed knife. Pretty good knife, but not one of my sentimental knives. So I got this guy here. This is my my Leatherman Sidekick. I used to have a, actually I still do, I just don't know where it is, Leatherman Rebar, which is a much better multi-tool than this one, but I did break it. So that will be going back and getting fixed eventually according to their warranty, and that's that. But I made this leather case for it. This was one of my first leather works I've ever done, and I was kind of impressed with the job I did because it's been a good couple of years now. This guy's been going, and it far outlasted the one that came with the rebar. So, like this guy. But not one of my sentimental knives, even though it is pretty much my EDC. Alright, we've got this fella here. It's a knife that I made. You can see the video. I'll attach a link to that one too, actually. You can see the video on how I made it. It's out of a saw blade, wooden handles, that kind of thing. Not one of my sentimental knives. Well, then I got this guy on my keychain. It's a another Victorinox Spartan, I believe. That's that one. And then I've got this guy here, which is a Blue Tang titanium diver's knife. And take a look at that. Anyway, that's not one of my sentimental knives either. So now you're asking me, Mark, what's going on? You've gone through all your knives and none of them are sentimental. What's the deal? Well, I'm kind of messing with you, and I'll show you why. Give me a second. So, in this pile, I do have 3 knives. I was just kind of messing around. Just wanted to show you what I had going on. So, I'll show you number 3. Number 3? Number 3 is the knife that I made. It's nothing fancy. It's not some superhero knife. And I should actually probably go outside and just test this guy one day just to see how it goes. I don't think the steel is very good on this. This was a template. My whole mission of this was a template to see if I can make something that would be worth making. and I was happy that I had the skill enough to come up with a decent shape and a comfortable handle that wouldn't wobble around on me like my Jeff White bush knife did. And anyway, so I think maybe in the future I will go ahead and make this design again and basically see if I could do it with real good steel. But I really enjoyed the journey about this with this knife, making this knife, and I kind of surprised myself at, I think it came out looking pretty good. And I'm proud of it, and that's why it's sentimental to me. That's number 3. Number 2 is this diver's knife. Now, this diver's knife is made out of titanium, and no matter what I do, I can't seem to get a decent edge on it. As a lot of you know, I can get knives quite sharp, but I just can't sharpen this guy, so you're asking why is it sentimental to me. Well, a few years back, an aunt of mine gave me this, we made a trade actually for a inflatable kayak, and it came with this this kind of mesh thing with some safety gear in it and whatnot. And this was one of the things that was in there, and this belonged to my uncle. He passed away a bunch of years back, and I kind of miss him. He was a great guy, and we used to go shooting together, me, him, and my dad, and I had a lot of good times with him. And that's why this one's important to me. It brings back a lot of good memories, even though I can't sharpen the damn thing. But yeah, that's number 2. And number 1, I bet you want to know what number 1 is, right? So let's get a drum roll, please. Hopefully the snoring dog doesn't annoy you too much. Drum roll. I'm not telling you what the number 1 is. You have to guess. So basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to leave this video up for 2 weeks. Or I'm going to leave the video up, but it's going to be closed in 2 weeks. The first person who watches this video all the way through and guesses my number 1 knife, shut up phone, guesses my number 1 knife, will get this Gonzo. I'm going to send this Gonzo off to somebody. It is brand new. I no longer have the box, I don't think. I'll have to check it out. I've been keeping it in its pouch. But this one is a Gonzo 742. When I first learned about Gonzos, here I'll come in close and give you a look at that. When I first learned about Gonzos and the deals about them, I had to really heard a lot of people talking great about them. I had to see if they were great knives or if they were bad knives. It is a decent knife that you can carry around with you to get through your day-to-day stuff. I'll be giving this guy away to the first person who can guess what that is, and I'll leave it up for 2 weeks. If nobody guesses the name, nobody guesses the knife, then I'll pick somebody at random in my subscriber list and send it to them. And that'll be that. First person I'm going to tag is my buddy Fred from VE3FAL, Fred. Fred, you've been tagged. Don't let me down. Number 2 is going to be Dave Whipple from Bush Radical. Dave has got a channel. He's pretty new on the scene, and he's putting out some good stuff. So, Dave, I want to see what kind of secrets you're holding in that barn of yours. And number 3, who's going to be number 3? Bluefin from Mustang 774. Bluefin, you've been tagged. Let's see what you got at home and why it means something to you. So those are my three picks. And you know, we'll turn this into a shout-out video too, actually. If you guys can, those of you who watch this video, I'll leave the links down below. Go over and check out those guys' channels. All of them are great. And great guys too, actually. So go ahead, check those channels out. And that'll be it for today, guys. I was hoping I could do this video outdoors, but unfortunately it's minus 30 degrees outside and the wind's blowing like crazy, and I just don't feel like getting frozen today. That's the truth. So, that's that. Anyway, from me and the snoring dog, you guys get out and explore. We'll see you in the next one. And Mark, thanks a lot for tagging me on this one, buddy. I'm sorry I couldn't get outside, but maybe next time. You guys take care. See you soon. Oh man, I am going to have to be careful in here today. Listen to that wind. Oh, sounds like there's a tree about to come down too.